On Sneak Peek, we've got a Robo-tastic review of RoboCop.
And another Style Squad, this time covering the BAFTAs.
And an interview with the creator behind Mind Games.
All this and more coming at you live now.
Welcome to Sneak Peek, I'm Nelson.
And I'm Kim. Starting off the show with some exciting news, the new Fantastic Four cast has been announced. Michael B. Jordan, Kate Mara, Miles Teller, and Jamie Bell will be reportedly stretching, smashing, flaming, and invisibling their way to theaters.
And Jimmy Fallon's new reign as host of The Tonight Show seems to be off to a good start. His second show on Tuesday marked a 13-year high for The Tonight Show with 7.4 million viewers.
And who knows if Simon Cowell's new baby is off to a good start. He might be dreadful. The British critic is the daddy of the son Eric being born this past weekend. Good luck, baby Eric.
And speaking of snotty British people, the BAFTAs were this past Sunday, and our very own Olivia is here to tell you who looked hot or cold, in Celsius of course.
Hey Sneak Peekers, for the past several Style Squads, I've hyped over upcoming red carpet at the Oscars. But before we talk about that, I thought it'd be fun to discuss high couture fashion from its British equivalent, the BAFTAs. The British Academy Film Awards took place at the Royal Opera House in London this past week. And from award show nominees to British beauties to Brangelina, here are a few ensembles that caught my eye from the award show across the pond. Hollywood's power couple, Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, strutted the carpet in his and her tuxedos, with Brad in Valentino and Angelina in Saint Laurent. I'm normally reluctant to like matching outfits, but Brangelina naturally pulls off this classic look. Angie proved that the less is more with her natural flowing locks and sheer makeup, along with the black blazer, trousers, and white shirt, which fits so well with her frame. Brad's swept-back hairstyle and clean-shaven face accentuated his overall dapper appearance, which goes to show that the 12 Years a Slave star does not look 50 whatsoever. Lupita Nyong'o continued her streak of being one of this award season's best dressed, with her emerald satin Christian Dior couture gown, Christian Louboutin shoes, and Anna Kori jewelry. The BAFTA nominee displayed unparalleled elegance as the structured bodice hugged her figure perfectly, not to mention the gorgeous flowing fishtail hem and train at the bottom. The dress's gold waistband corresponded with the gold cuff she sported on her wrist, and the soft, subtle makeup and earrings provided just enough spark without going overboard. If I were one of Lupita's peers, I'd be green with envy on her strong record of red carpet attire. She showcased her vocals last year's Eponine in Les Miserables, and now Samantha Barks is showing off her style. The English actress stunned in a cream strapless Calvin Klein collection gown with Bionda Castana shoes, Yoko necklace, and regal updo. The frame of the dress, which included some cleavage, elicited a majestic presence for being so simplistic. Barks really does the ensemble justice by adding the beaded necklace along the collarbone, making her one of the standout stars of the night. Let's just take a second and admire the sultriness of both Douglas Booth and Sam Claflin. The BAFTA presenters and posh co-stars set the carpet ablaze with Booth's black Tom Ford suit and Claflin's navy Burberry tux and black lapel. Both donned black bow ties, shoes, and polished hairstyles. An overload of classiness. I'm gonna need a glass of water to cool off from their red carpet appearance. Lily Allen commits one too many faux pas in a strapless Vivienne Westwood couture dress with a ruffled skirt and boisterous bow. Now, I love the silky material and sweetheart neckline of the gown, but the color scheme of magenta, peach, and red screams tacky prom more than anything. And let's talk about that pink hairpiece she accessorized her pulled back hairdo with. It's very similar to Angelica's Cynthia doll from Rugrats. Allen does do some justice wearing David Morris jewelry, but all in all, I really want to love the outfit and I can't. Sorry, Lily, it's not me, it's you. Michelle Rodriguez must have been too fast and too furious when it came to selecting a red carpet outfit. Rodriguez's plunging blue and black Emilio de Morena dress looked more like a car wreck than BAFTA material. Her dress would have actually been extremely gorgeous if it weren't for those awful black leather patches on the shoulders, the bust line, and the waistline. And her hair looked really frumpy for a prestigious award show. She accessorized her ensemble with a gold Emco clutch and Avakian jewelry, but I wish she didn't drive off a cliff when it came to award show attire. And lastly, Maggie Gyllenhaal modeled a blue violet lace Lanvin dress and Manolo Blahnik shoes. Gyllenhaal's choice of apparel was too gaudy in my opinion, from the sheer long sleeves to the heavy embroidered bodice of the pearls and stones. The color is gorgeous on her, bringing the blue eyes and pixie cut out, but the design, especially around the neckline, looked like it choked her. I would have loved to see her opt for a design similar to Naomi Harris's leg-bearing fuchsia Gucci number, but for now she stays on the list of the night's worst dressed. And that's all I have for you on this week's edition of Style Squad. Back to the host.
Quick, what is the best movie series involving robots and cops?
Cop Robot? I love that movie.
What? No, Kim, I'm talking about RoboCop. You know, the one where they turn the injured cop into a half robot?
That's good too, but I like Cop Robot.
Okay, well, let's take it to Morgan for a review of the new movie RoboCop.
Hey guys, it's Morgan here to tell you about the recent reboot of RoboCop. As a fan of the original 1987 film, I was more than a little skeptical going into the remake. Set in 2028 Detroit, Joel Kinnaman stars as Alex Mercer, a husband, father, and cop who was chosen to undergo extensive surgery following a horrible accident. He's brought back from the brink of death as RoboCop, more man than machine. The life-saving procedure was actually concocted as a political and marketing move by Raymond Sellers, played by Michael Keaton, who will use this new product to circumvent laws against robots enforcing law on U.S. soil, as well as a point of argument in repealing the bill responsible for the restrictions, setting himself up to make billions of dollars in the end. The film grapples with many ethical issues, such as placing the lives and safety of the people in the hands of autonomous machines. At what point is augmentation going too far? And is a man in Mercer's position more his own person or property of Omnicorp? We also bear witness to Mercer's own inner turmoil following his rebirth, rebuilding the relationship with his wife, played by Abby Cornish, and his son, realizing things can never go back to how they were before his accident, focusing on the orders he's still given as an officer, and utilizing his new enhanced mental and physical abilities to solve his own near murder. The new film is quite tame in comparison to the original, but that comes as no surprise given that the original was rated R and this reboot's only PG-13. Aside from that, it's still a very entertaining and well-done movie. The casting was great, with strong performances from Kinnaman, Keaton, and Cornish, as well as Jackie Earle Haley, Gary Oldman, and Samuel L. Jackson, who in particular plays a special role. The original film intermittently commented on the state of affairs through parody advertisements. Those were replaced in the reboot with Jackson's Pat Novak hosting a show called The Novak Element, in which he comments on the hot-button topics gripping the nation, essentially playing the role of Bill O'Reilly. His performance, while entertaining, still brings to light many of the ethical problems surrounding Mercer's story. The action sequences were very well done, with Kinnaman getting the mechanical motion down very convincingly. With CG powering it, the sequences in the reboot are much faster and more acrobatic than in the original, whether we see Mercer facing off against dozens of combat drones or having to take on 2 towering bipedal military mechs. Overall, I give it a solid 4 stars out of 5. Not groundbreaking, but definitely worth a watch. The story was nothing out of the ordinary, though acting helped to bolster the story. And the action sequences were very entertaining and impressively choreographed. The biggest shortcoming to speak of is the film became a bit too transparently political at times, with the social commentary and parallels to the state of things in reality being a bit heavy-handed. That being said, the film is still a solid reboot, updating the concept for the current generation while still maintaining and upholding the spirit of the original. Back to you guys.
You're under arrest for being awesome.
We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone.
Up next, we have an interview with the ABC's newest creators of the show Mind Games.
What? Steve Zahn and Christian Slater? I don't know why, but I think this is gonna be like the best thing ever.
Sounds like they already got to your mind.
What? I am so much more stronger than that.
Here's the interview.
Hey sneak peekers, I'm Jillian Mitchell and I'm here at the Alamo Draft House for ABC's new show Mind Games. Creator of the show, Kyle Kellen, is here to answer questions. Well, hi Kyle.
Hello.
Your show, Mind Games, has such complex characters. Like, what inspiration did you have behind those characters?
I don't know. I guess I kind of always wanted to do something with a complicated familial relationship. So, the idea of 2 brothers who both had significant problems but kind of solved each other's, that they were sort of the puzzle pieces that fit together and one made the other one work and vice versa. That sort of got us started.
Yeah. I know that some shows, like, they just kind of like wing their writing. So how far ahead do you have Mind Games planned out?
Well, we sort of do it on a season by season basis. So, we know where we're going in the season before we start, and we've kind of broken down the character arcs, and then we back up from there and work out the cases for each individual episode. But for the most part, we know what we're aiming at, and we largely stuck to that as we executed it.
And what do you think makes the show stand out so much?
I guess there isn't really a team quite like them on television. If you have a cop, doctor, or lawyer show, they're going to deal with, medical, legal, or, criminal things. And here, the range of stories that we were able to tell, it's really anybody who's running into a no that they need to become a yes can bring their problem to our team. So it really opened up the world of the types of stories that we were able to tell.
And I know that your show contains like a lot of sociology, a lot of psychology. Have you learned anything like really significant or life-changing in your own personal life from the different theories?
I guess, the thing that gets repeated to us episode after episode, and as we do the research for them, is just how much of a passenger you are in your own sort of consciousness. This idea that, you're in the driver's seat and you're controlling all of your decisions is largely a fallacy. A lot of what is influencing and driving you are all these little subtle factors that you're not even aware of, but they are shaping and guiding your experience. And once you know those things, you start to look at the world differently and you start to question your own behavior. And it's certainly been eye-opening for all of us.
And what do you want your audience to take away from the show?
First and foremost, we hope it's a fun and enjoyable hour every week. But I guess that idea that, while you aren't in control in the way that you think you are, there are a number of things that you can control that you don't believe you can. And it's sort of about understanding and accessing those things, I guess, would be something it would be great to have people walk away with.
How could you not be so totally excited about that?
There are better shows to watch.
Oh yeah? Name one.
House of Cards.
I don't think I've seen that one yet.
Well, you're in luck because Faith and Jewel are here to talk about their top moments of season 1 and this episode's list of the week. Take it away, Faith and Jewel.
Peekers, this is Jewel and Faith here to talk to you about House of Cards, Netflix's hit drama starring Kevin Spacey, Robin Wright, and Kate Mara. The series revolves around Spacey's Frank Underwood, a corrupted U.S. politician who vows to take revenge on the U.S. president when he backs up on his promise to make Frank Secretary of State.
House of Cards holds a reputation for being one of the craziest shows ever. So in honor of season 2, just premiering last week, we've compiled a special list for the top 6 craziest moments from season 1. Beware of spoilers.
Beware. First, at number 6, after a long deal with Frank, Pennsylvania governor, candidate, and recovering alcoholic Peter Russo, played by Corey Stoll, hits his lowest peak when after months of cleaning up, he gets seduced into drinking again by Rachel, everyone's favorite hooker with the heart of gold. This prompts him to making a radio interview on the phone drunk, revealing to the whole world that his political career is definitely over.
Number 5 definitely belongs to the first scene of the show when we are introduced to Frank while killing a dog on the street that has just been hit by a car. He kills the dog out of pity and addresses the camera for the first time, uttering the chilling, memorable quote, "There are 2 kinds of pain, the sort of pain that makes you strong or useless pain. The sort of pain that's only suffering. I have no patience for useless things." This crazy moment lets us know that this is Frank Underwood's wild ride and we are his audience.
At number 4, we have the shocking plot twist where Kate Mara, Zoe Barnes, the Washington Herald reporter Frank uses and in turn makes famous, sleeps with Frank for the first time, which starts an ongoing affair between these two. Trust us, nothing will ever be the same after that. And what's even more shocking is that Frank's wife Claire, played by Robin Wright, finds out and plays it off as if it's normal, which gives us the first glimpse into the unique marriage that Claire and Frank share.
For number 3, we have none other than the surprise revelation that Frank might not be as straight as we thought. On a visit to his alma mater where he's being honored, Frank reunites with his closest friend, Tim Corbett, played by David Andrews. And while they're drunk, they give us some insight into an affair they used to have in college. It's one of the most genuinely honest scenes we ever get from Frank. But by the end of the episode, he parts ways with his college sweetheart and snaps back into his normal heartlessness.
Our second to last moment is ultimate sacrifice Frank makes towards the end of the season, murdering his friend, Peter Russo, the guy he has been manipulating all season long and making it seem like a suicide. What about his kids? Think about his poor elementary school kids. This moment is truly when we first see just how ruthless Frank is and that he will stop at nothing to achieve his own goals.
Now, for the moment we've all been waiting for. Drum roll, please.
Oh, I don't think we have that.
No. Okay, well, regardless, the number 1 craziest moment is none other than the last scene of season 1, when Frank becomes vice president and is one step closer to revenge and power. Both he and Claire then jog their way through the darkness for a late-night run, and before we know it, we are crying out for more episodes.
So, if you'll excuse us, we're going to leave the station and go finish binge-watching all of season 2. Back to you, Nelson and Kim.
I can't believe Faith and Jewel just ruined all of House of Cards for me.
At least now you won't be surprised.
But I like surprises.
Surprise! We have a commercial break. We'll be right back. Welcome back, Sneak Peek. Say, Nelson, do you know what I'm excited for?
Hanukkah?
No, that's still 10 months away. Mid-season pilots.
Explain?
Well, luckily I don't have to because Chloe's here to talk about the mid-season pilot she's most excited for.
Well then, break a leg, Chloe, but really.
This year, the major networks are putting out several mid-season pilots, reportedly in response to the growing number of television online, as well as to the competition of Netflix, whose shows can be watched year-round. On tonight's dish, I'll be sharing some of the pilots worth watching this mid-season. This weekend, NBC will premiere About a Boy. Based on the acclaimed novel by Nick Hornby, which was also previously made into a film starring Hugh Grant and Nicholas Hoult, the show follows the hijinks of a wealthy man-child and the child next door. I'm glad to see David Walton in a starring role after Perfect Couples was woefully canceled 3 years ago, and Minnie Driver just because she's awesome. About a Boy premieres this Saturday after the closing ceremonies. ABC is offering 2 new shows this spring season that are worth buzzing about. You may have already seen commercials for Mixology, an ensemble comedy about a group of 20-something singles trying to find love in a Manhattan bar. This was one of the pilots I was most excited about during the upfronts last May, so I'm glad to see it finally on the air. ABC's other offering is Resurrection, the network response to the Sundance Channel's The Return, a French show about people's loved ones coming back to life. Resurrection appears to be exploring the same theme, especially as it concerns the reintegration of someone who has been literally dead to the world for years. Mixology premieres on Wednesday, February 26th at 8:30 Central, and Resurrection premieres Sunday, March 9th at 8 Central. CBS continues bringing back the traditional 3-camera sitcom with Friends with Better Lives, starring James Van Der Beek, Kevin Connolly, and Brooke Lidecker. Exploring the lives of 6 friends at different stages in their relationships, it seems like a newer version of Friends, if Friends had started about 10 years later. I'm excited to see James Van Der Beek on a new show because he was one of my favorite characters on the short-lived Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23. Friends with Kids premieres Monday, March 31st at 8 Central. And on Fox, Christopher Maloney, everyone's favorite detective, stars as Jack, a recently relegated stay-at-home dad at the beginning of the 1990s, in Surviving Jack. Jack's kids must suffer through his tough and rather inept parenting style, like when he trains his son and his son's friends for baseball tryouts by making them do push-ups under the spray of the sprinkler. I'm very excited to see Maloney take on a comedic role and hope that this proves to be yet another mid-season breakout hit. Surviving Jack premieres Thursday, March 27th at 7:30 Central. The CW also has interesting offerings this spring, including The 100. Starring newcomer Eliza Taylor, this series tells the tale of 100 kids living on a decrepit space station in the post-apocalyptic world, who are sent down to Earth to see if it's again habitable. Dealing with their own family struggles as well as the corruption and disorder of the government that sent them on this possibly fatal mission, the 100 must figure out how to survive in their new world. I sincerely hope this series is as good as it sounds. A longtime fan of the CW, I think they have been trying to step up their game to compete with the other major networks. Certainly The 100 could help them do that. The 100 premieres Wednesday, March 19th, 8 Central. So when you're done watching House of Cards for the 5th time, these are some new offerings from the 5 major networks that you don't want to miss out on. Back to you guys.
You know, I feel like they can make reality TV shows out of anything these days.
No, I agree. There's a show about Sasquatch hunters, competitive cupcake bakers, and even MTV telling us who our soulmates are. Really?
Well, you know, we wouldn't have this evolution of reality TV show without the first Cops.
Yeah, that and American Idol, who made reality a competition.
Coming up, we have Faith and Jewel. Selena and Alex talk about their favorite music reality TV show competitions.
Sneak peekers, get excited because The Voice is back. Season 6 premieres this Monday, the 24th. The Voice is definitely my personal favorite singing competition. Not only because my love, Adam Levine, is on it, but because it has everything you could ever want from a singing competition. Amazing music, amazing talent, and amazing superstar coaches.
Adam Levine and Blake Shelton are back for season 6 of their bromance. Usher and Shakira are also back with their 2nd season after taking the last one off. CeeLo Green announced this week he will not be returning to the reality series in order to focus on other projects. While the original coaches, Christina Aguilera and CeeLo Green, will be missed for the next season, Adam, Blake, Usher, and Shakira seem to be already grabbing the audience's attention.
Recent Voice winners Cassidy Pope and Danielle Bradbury are making their way up the country ladder. We've yet to see what is to come from the last winner, Tassan Chin.
Although The Voice has failed to launch a star like Kelly Clarkson or Carrie Underwood, The Voice has continuously fought a good battle against Fox's American Idol in ratings and viewers. It feels like Idol judges Keith Urban and Jennifer Lopez and Harry Connick Jr. don't come close to the current popularity of The Voice judges.
This week, Idol made it a throwback by bringing in former judge Randy Jackson to lead a boot camp for the competitors with the help of former finalists Adam Lambert and Chris Daughtry.
Wow, it feels like Randy Jackson was on forever ago.
That's definitely true. American Idol has endured 13 seasons, launching various artists into stardom. However, it's been 13 seasons, so it might be time to let it rest.
That's the fate that the X Factor is facing. After 3 seasons, the show is not getting renewed for a 4th. Creator of the show, Simon Cowell, is returning to the motherland for the X Factor UK. After years of gracing Fox with his presence, everyone will miss Simon's honest voice on American television.
Simon Cowell was always the best judge. However, the mix of judges on the X Factor never seemed to mesh seamlessly, and ratings always fell behind American Idol and The Voice.
I really thought that paying $15 million to bring on Britney Spears as a judge would do the trick, but even she couldn't turn the success of the show around.
While it's goodbye to the X Factor USA, I'm sure that this is good news for The Voice and American Idol. Who knows if Idol is the next show to go, but for now, we'll be seeing The Voice and American Idol compete for viewer ratings in the next few weeks.
I personally think that with its success, American Idol will be sticking around for a while. I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
Well, that's all we have for you this week, Sneak Peekers. The Voice returns on Monday at 8/7 Central, and Idol airs on Wednesdays and Thursdays at 8/7 Central.
Back to you, Nelson and Kim.
Entertainment news just never takes a break, does it?
No, it doesn't. Tune in next week at the same time for all your favorite news on celebs, film, and TV.
But if you can't wait that long, follow us on Twitter at Sneak Peek TV and like our Facebook page.
Thank you. Good
night.